He was a single dad running a quiet cafe, just trying to get through the day. She looked like any other customer until she handed him a card that didn't fit the story she was telling. Something about her didn't add up, so he wrote her a note. What she read stopped her cold, and what came next was anything but ordinary. It was a quiet Thursday morning when Ryan Turner brewed the first pot of coffee at his modest cafe. The sun was still low, casting a soft glow through the windows, and the aroma of fresh beans filled the air. His life had become a quiet routine since his wife had passed away 3 years ago. Raising his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, while running the cafe had consumed his days. It wasn't glamorous, but it was enough. Ryan worked with precision, wiping down the counter, stacking napkins, and adjusting the milk frother, all while keeping one eye on the small play area where Lily colored on the floor. As the bell above the door chimed, Ryan turned to see a woman walk in, tall, elegant, and dressed in a sleek, tailored jacket. She had the air of someone who wasn't accustomed to the humble setting of his cafe. "Morning," Ryan greeted with a friendly smile. "What can I get you?" The woman, with her polished features and calm demeanor, didn't immediately respond. Instead, she glanced around the cafe, as though trying to make sense of its unpretentious charm. After a moment, she placed her order. "A cappuccino, please. And, could you make it extra hot?" Ryan nodded, setting to work. There was something about the woman that felt off, like she was a stranger, even in a place she had walked into every day. He wasn't sure why, but it intrigued him. As the machine hissed and steamed the milk, he glanced over at Lily, who had now shifted her attention to the woman. Lily's innocent gaze locked with the woman's for a brief moment, and the stranger's lips twitched into a barely-there smile. Once the cappuccino was ready, Ryan handed it over, careful to make sure the presentation was perfect. As it always was. "Here you go," he said, his tone polite but warm. "One extra hot cappuccino." The woman took the cup from him, her fingers brushing his hand for just a second. It was a fleeting touch, but there was something about it that lingered. She stared at him for a moment, her expression unreadable. "Thank you," she said softly, but before she turned to leave, something seemed to shift. She hesitated, pulled out a sleek business card from her pocket, and slid it across the counter toward Ryan. "I'm conducting a bit of research in the area," she said, her voice now a touch more businesslike. "If you're ever interested in a better opportunity, you should reach out. We're always looking for new partnerships." Ryan took the card without much thought, his eyes glancing at the name. "Sophie Marlowe, CEO. Thanks," he replied. "I'll think about it." As the woman turned to leave, Ryan's mind whirred. Her aura, her subtle change in demeanor. It was all too polished, too rehearsed. He wasn't sure why, but something in him, maybe the instincts of a single father, sensed that Sophie wasn't just some curious entrepreneur. And so, just as she reached the door, Ryan did something impulsive. Without thinking too much about it, he scribbled a note on the back of her business card. "You're looking for partnerships, but I'm guessing you've been hiding more than just your true identity today. If you really want to know what's worth investing in, look closer." He slid the card back into the sleeve she'd left on the counter. Then, before he could second-guess himself, he called out to her. "Hey, Miss Marlowe, I almost forgot. Your card." She turned around with a flicker of curiosity in her eyes. Ryan handed it to her, offering a simple smile. She took it, the flicker of confusion gone in an instant, replaced with a mask of composure. "Thanks again," she said, as the door closed behind her. Ryan felt the quiet thrill of something that had yet to come, a quiet sense that he'd just done something that might change his life forever. And for the first time in years, Ryan allowed himself to entertain a thought. Maybe, just maybe, his quiet cafe wasn't just a place to serve coffee. Maybe it was a doorway to something far bigger,